Guys, today's video is going to be pretty short. I just want to share with you a resource that has been developed for your use with our non-English speaking students. We know that language barrier is almost insurmountable some days, and every little tool helps. That's exactly what this is, just another little tool that you can use in the classroom or maybe even with parents and things like that. I've found a few resources on Twitter in the last week or two, and I have merged them all into one. I did not originally author any of those, so I don't get credit, but I've put them together to share with you. And so I'm going to send an email with this video and with the link to the document. It is shared and ready to be used. You may want to share this with your students, certainly on the chat tab. I'll show you in a minute. But you just use it however you want to. Let me go through this real quick. So on this tab over here, it says language codes. I'm starting at the last first so that you understand how these work. But Google Translate is a website you might have been to before. Google allows their API, their programming language, to be shared with other apps such as Sheets. So in Sheets, we've got the language name, the code, and then the combination. And there's several here. It's not exhaustive. Google has actually added a few more that I just don't have on here yet. But we do have Myanmar, which is the closest thing we've got to the language that many of our Burmese students have. Many of them speak Karen or Karenni, and this isn't exactly that, but it's the best thing we've got. I am going to come back over here on the lower left. I am going to be posting these instructions here, so if you forget this and come back to it, you're welcome to use that. Let me jump into the chat. This is kind of a two-part chat back and forth that will build a dialogue. You see how this is one language, this is a different language. So one student opens this up, they put in their name, they click on this drop-down list, their language, they type in this box. A different student who has also shared this same sheet puts in their name and their language. I'll change this down there to the Myanmar that I referenced a while ago. Okay, and anything this person types in will sit here for a second. Google will translate it. It adds it down here, and then it puts it in this line also. So you see I'd written the same thing before I started the video in Spanish, and now it has changed over to Myanmar. All right, that one, again, it will grow and grow and grow, and you'll just scroll down. It's a back and forth chat. Your students can talk to each other now in a way that they've never been able to have a conversation before. If I come over to language selector, this would be more like vocabulary words or something like that. You can type anything you want over here, and it will translate it over here. So like a while ago, I used the word cheese. I don't know why I said cheese. And it thinks about it, and it changed it. So that is the Myanmar word for cheese. And again, I could have changed my code for any of these and selected anything I wanted. And again, these codes are found right over here on the language codes where we started. My next one over is very much like the one before that. It again would be something like vocabulary. But now if I'm in somewhat of a sheltered class where I've got multiple students who don't speak English, but they speak different languages themselves, I can now have columns up on the screen. And so this simply says that it's going to put it into Spanish, that it's going to go into from English to Spanish. See those codes? And so if I look on the formulas, it actually says ES because it's going into Spanish. This one, it looks identical, but it says MY because that's the Myanmar. So you can guess that this one over here is FR for French, and I can change any one of these and fill down my cell or simply copy and paste and add a new cell somewhere over here. And I can put just about as many languages as I want as long as they are mentioned here somewhere. All right, so I hope this helps you in your class. Certainly, I think your students who have been left out of our educational process for a long time, it's sad. You know, we've been very limited on what we can do. I'm hoping this tool helps out a lot.